Okay,
I
advancements, questions, or
about my
everything's inside
research.
that model?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen and okay, cool. And for us to go here, very good. Okay, okay, corrections, and here. Okay, what is the, okay, so this is going to be just the what,
I made some corrections according to what Mr. Barbosa told me.
okay,
However, I have other recommendations of Mr. Pavon.
okay,
However, I haven't had enough time to visit because
okay,
I have a lot of other work. So I plan to revisit at night. No, no.
okay. So let's wait for this to load. Okay, okay, very good. So let's see the questions right here.
What do you
Questions.
think about my secondary objectives? I think that they are um, a lot, but I don't know. What do you think? If I should choose three of them
Okay, here.
or option
So here it says
A?
estimate and okay.
Have other questions.
Okay, here in one of the protocols you sent me, the first one says to examine and the other one says to estimate. So which one are you going to work with?
It is to examine at the
Examine?
end.
Okay,
Let's work with that. Yeah.
okay, very good. To examine the effectiveness of speaking methods developed by professors to incorporate critical thinking in an intermediate EFL, to identify the speaking methods, okay, to understand the challenges. Well, understand is kind of bigger, right? The challenge that professor. So I would say, let's rethink the verb here, because if we're going to say, for example, examine, I think examine is going to be below understand, right? So in order to say that, we need to look for the hierarchy of the verbs, right? So which one is going to be most important than the other? More important, sorry. So, but I get your idea, but I don't think this is going to be the verb. To understand the challenges the professor could experience, maybe to,
No. No.
no, I don't think to understand the
Critical.
challenges because this is going to be bigger, right? So I think
Yeah,
it's going to be
but to
understand is going to be
know is
bigger than
keyword.
examine. So that's my concern, right? Because
Victor,
understand,
are you listening to me?
yes, I'm listening to you.
So understand is a big, but what about to know or to recognize or something like that? Does it work or it doesn't?
Yes, but we're talking about the hierarchical level, right? So which one is going to be most more, sorry, complex to be developed? And in this way, understand is going to be even more uh, difficult to do, sorry. Uh, Long steps on the list level. Let me check right here. I think this is the one I'm looking for. So as you see right here, we have remember, we have understand. So it's going to be at the first level, right? So we cannot go against that. Now, what is that? Examine? No, understand? No. Examine. And examine is going to be related to analyze. So I would say to classify, compare, compute, contrast, convert, define, describe, uh, estimate, example, explain, Extrapolate, generalize, give, infer, interact, and particulate, paraphrase, predict, review. I would say maybe visualize or review in this case, right?
In the general objective,
No, in the
as in
specific
the
objective.
general objective.
No, the general objective to examine effectiveness sounds good, right? But here for the specific objective to understand, no. So suggestion
Okay.
could be the first one is going to be true. I forgot. Here it was no. Come on.
Visualize. It was like that or
To
something.
visualize,
I
no,
don't remember. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, I forgot. Review sounds good, and visualize. Review, visualize, and I have another one. Estimate, discuss, defend, convert, clarify, classify, associate, articulate, atma. Consist to review or
Okay, we have this
visualize.
other problem. I was talking um,
To explore,
Jessica.
to discover. This one sounds good. Once again?
Just write that first, please.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay. So in this case, we're going to work with this. This other two sounds work in a good way. Qualitative research, phenomenological research, yes, target population. It can be stated with a qualitative way. Right here, it is going to be advisable to tell the way in which right? So for example, explain that, okay? So based on the authors, for example, Christensen or Grasswald, so for example, which one are you going to
Yes.
to
Okay.
to to what to use? For example, it's going to be non-probability
Yeah, I
sampling.
have that clear.
Yep, but it needs to be here.
Okay, okay, got it.
Here, these ones, mm, same thing. So
Provide a short description about the concept. Is it necessary?
yeah,
Mm, okay.
right? It sounds better because the what in that way the expert would know what they're going to do, right? Okay, now let's see right here. Uh, yeah, so taking into account that you're going to state this or you're going to present this with teachers, so it's going to be in English, right? Okay, so the questions are going to be done in English or in Spanish.
In English.
Okay, perfect.
They are English professors, so it doesn't
Okay,
matter
very good.
if I
What
explain
speaking
better.
methods are usually developed by you in order to foster critical thinking in English foreign language intermediate students? Okay, I would like to. This sounds good. This sounds good, but I would like to say, for example, what is this? Observation, surveillance, the methodological issue. Uh, what?
Teacher, while you're writing, I'm going to share with you my case with Mrs. Pedra. No, I'm sorry, Padilla.
Okay.
Because I talked with her and she told me that it could be fine to her, but she told me that the schedule in which I could go to observe her classes are canceled by mutual how can I say, yeah, mutual agreement.
Uh-huh.
So that was the only time in which I could go with her. So
Okay.
because the other one is on Tuesday, and on Tuesday I could go. However, I decided to go with Mr. Acevedo
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday. So it how can I say that it crossed
Uh-huh.
the
Well,
schedule.
there's an alternative over there. So, for example, ask the teachers if they are recording their sessions and if they're uploading those sessions in any platform, for example, YouTube or Google Drive, for students to watch that session again. So in that case, you can watch the sessions without having any cross schedule, right?
Writers, for example. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
ask them
didn't
about that,
think
ask them
about
about
that.
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
not to worry. Try to
Thank you,
ask a
teacher.
question, not to worry, about if they are aware about the activities, no, the uh-huh. So the activities, I don't know, methods, uh, in order to foster critical thinking, right? So we need to know first if they know how to implement critical thinking, right? If so, so which ones? But if, for example, if they don't know what critical thinking means, right, and which are going to be the activities related to that, so they can tell you, for example, oh, we have dialogues, but which kind of dialogues, right? So we need to be aware about if they know these activities or not, right? Maybe we know that yes, they
We
know
we
that,
could we
but we
could
need to
ask
have that idea.
them about we need ask them about what critical thinking means to them and
Yes,
mention them some activities
yes, of course, sounds good too, to be included here.
related to critical thinking. Ah, okay.
Yes, of course. Yes, because we need to know if they know
Okay.
what critical thinking means. Number one, the activities related to critical thinking. And after that, we can start with this question, right? Ah, so with that, after that, we can start with this question. Okay. So I shall say that this, therefore, so by taking into account that one, conceptions about critical thinking, and number two, activities to critical thinking. So we need to know if they know the concepts or yeah, concept about critical thinking and the activities related to it. So we can take this into account. Okay. Okay. Cool. What are the advantages of working with critical thinking when teaching speaking speaking when teaching when developing? I would say
And developing.
developing speaking skills. What are the
Okay.
advantages of working with critical thinking when developing or implementing? Because you
Yeah.
don't teach how to speak, you're going to
Yeah.
help developing. Damn it, speaking skills, developing skills, speaking skills, or developing or implementing activity speaking skill activities. Okay, yeah. Okay. When teaching, I know this goes here. Okay, here. So sounds good. So just that correction. Okay, number 3. Which have been your most significant experiences in regard to the development of critical thinking? Okay, yes. Yes, I do agree. Okay. In your opinion, are there some communication skills that suit better to foster critical thinking? If yes, which are they? Why? Okay, this is a triple question. Okay,
This is a what?
triple question. So 3 questions in one. So, are
Okay,
there some
okay.
communication skills that suit better to foster critical thinking? So, for example, if they need explanation, comma, it should be required to provide a list of communication skills in order to clarify the question. Got it? So, for example, you say something like, are there some communication skills that suit better to foster critical thinking? So let's say they're going to ask, or they're going to say something like, okay, so which communication skills? So, communication skills such as this, and that. So for them to have a guidance. Okay. Okay, here. Number 5. What do you think?
Teacher, I didn't understand you at all in this one, in the first.
Okay, for example, right here, related to communication skills,
Yeah.
right? So which communication skills I'm talking that about, okay? So
Okay,
if
but
they're going
I
to
wanted
act,
to. I
yes,
wanted to. I don't know how to say
expand,
ampliar.
yeah, expand.
Okay, extend the critical thinking possibilities to being developed, not
Okay.
only about speaking. I know that speaking is
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah.
focused. However, I would like to know. I mean, yeah, I would like to know if they think that there are other skills in which it's easier and to know their perspectives and
Yes, of
that's all.
course. But for
Because
example,
it
if
could be that, okay, I'm listening to you.
no, no,
Sorry.
no, continue.
No, that's all. That's all.
Okay, good. So for example, yeah, so in the case they ask you about which are the communicative skills, the communication skills, right? So for example, at an oral way, so you're going to give them some examples, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
that's the thing that I'm telling you about that. So which are going to be those examples related to communication skills, right? So that's the issue that I'm telling you. It's not wrong. It's some like it's to just
But
exemplify
for
that.
example, well, my question is, what example could I give them?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Mm.
absolutely.
No, but mm, I mean, for example, I ask them this, and I add, well, an example of apply or wait, incorporate critical thinking
Yeah.
in foreign languages is through some readings. So,
Okay. So
what
for
other thinking? It will be like that or no?
yeah, could
No.
be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for example, when I'm talking about communication skills, I'm talking about, for example, if they're going to be active listening, if it is going to be active listening, or adapting your communication style to the audience, or the friendliness, or confidence, or giving and receiving feedback, right? Or something related to empathy, right? understanding nonverbal cues, responsiveness, right? So that those are going to be just the ideas related to communication skills, how to communicate your ideas. Yes, you can talk, but communication is going to be different. So the way in which you're going to use the oral expression, in this case, the oral skills, for you to communicate your ideas, for you to share your thoughts. So that's my point
Okay.
right here. Okay.
Okay.
So number five,
Oral
what do you
skills.
think about the critical thinking development in the okay? Now, no problem with this because maybe they have some ideas on the way this critical thinking has been implemented right here at the program at the bachelor degree. Sounds better. In your view, why do you think that just some teachers encourage critical thinking when teaching a foreign language? Okay, this question sounds kind of critical, right? Because here,
Okay.
right? So you're making assumptions right here on the fact that some
Okay.
teachers do that, do or implement critical thinking, right?
Okay.
But how do you know that they already know that? How do you know that these teachers know who are implementing critical thinking in their classes, right? So sounds good, but in the end, I think something else is missing, and this something else is something like here,
Yeah, you're right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
it. So it sounds
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, number seven. How was your first experience of implementing critical thinking when teaching a foreign language? Was it difficult, easy? Was it difficult, easy? I would say something like A. How difficult was it?
Okay.
So over there we can omit was it difficult or easy, right? Now, how difficult was
Okay.
it,
Yeah.
right? And
Understood. Yeah.
what did you learn from it? Yeah, sounds good. So in that
Okay.
part, it sounds good. For me, sounds good because you're directly to the point. At the end of academic semester, comma, do you notice an improvement in connection with your students' critical thinking? In connection. Do you notice an
I
improvement
don't
in
know. It was
connection?
in connection regarding to, in regard
Okay,
to,
sounds
it's better. I
sounds
found
better
it
like
because
this.
I always use in regard to or regard to
Yeah, I don't know, but this
regarding
one is going to use is going to be like that, okay? But okay,
okay
do you notice an
okay
improvement regarding to regarding to regarding to connection with? Okay. regarding to your students' critical thinking? If so, what are such enhancements and how do you recognize them? Them, okay? Because we're talking about uh, the enhancements. How do you recognize these enhancements, right? How do you recognize, no, what are such enhancements? Or, no, I would say like this. How do you recognize them, right? So if this happens, A and B. So in this case, I think
Okay.
it's okay. Okay. Due to this new situation, Corona, what have been, what have your major difficulties been?
Teacher, you already told me that, but I was searching like correct it like you told me, but I think that it's better as I wrote it.
Okay,
I
what
don't
have
know.
been? What has been? No, because this is past perfect.
¿Cuáles han sido? What have been?
Okay, like this. Have you done? Have they been? How often have you tried? Has he been? So in this case, we're talking about that. What have your, so because the what? The subject is going to be like this. This is going to be the subject. Your major difficulties. So we need to use the WH question, auxiliary subject, and then verb in past participle. So this is going to be the way, right? What have your major difficulties been in order to develop some speaking methods to foster CT, right? So this is going to be the way by taking into account the grammar issue. Okay, well, this one is okay. Okay, once again, what have been? What have your main technological tools been to adapt your academic meetings? Why? Why? No, I don't think it's why, no. I would say something like that. How do you implement them? Right? What have no yeah. Yeah. What have your main technological tools been to adapt your academic meetings? How do you implement them? Or how do you use them? Right? So for example, let's say which ones? Cool. No, but you say why do you use them? Or why do you implement them? So for example, why? Because let's say like this. Tools, Zoom and Jitsi. Why? Because it allows me to create a video. And that's all. That's your answer, right? But if we say, how do you use them? Oh, okay. So I use them, for example, in order to solve some doubts or for students to have interaction. And later on, I record my
Yeah,
session and I
it's
upload
better.
it to
Yeah,
internet, right?
you're right.
So yeah, in this
Okay, okay,
case,
yeah.
it's going to be like this. Okay. What kind of speaking methods have you thought to incorporate into this new stage? Okay, yeah, sounds good. Okay, okay. Observation topic. I'm interested in knowing the issue that will be worked during this speaking interaction. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Agree. Okay. Here. Activities implemented. Debate, questions, presentations, others. It is important to know the speaking method in order to verify if there is an equivalence in regard to the responses made before about the activities developed to
Yeah,
foster
that
critical thinking.
regards the semi-structure interview.
Okay. Now for me, it works. Here, frequency of speaking participation between teacher and uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, now clear.
Nope.
Clear,
Yep.
clear, clear, clear. Very clear. Okay, here. Questions. Closed questions, yes, no, open questions are between the students. Most usual type of questions implemented during the speaking method. The open questions elicit long answers since they take into account knowledge, opinions, and feelings. These are the expected questions during the speaking methods in order to clear. Yes, then I know what they're going to do. So yes. Okay, presentations, like or list, yes, no. Sequence of what is the timing for each question? Okay, so what kind of question and the timing? 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Technological tools, apps to develop academic meetings implemented in order to develop what?
The meeting, the class. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ah, no. Need to reload.
Did you do?
No, it tends to happen right here in the mall. So I need to reload the information and
So you have lost what you have done
no,
until
no, no,
now?
no. Maybe I think the previous comment, maybe,
Okay.
but not all. Hmm.
Mm, yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, no, we're here. Uh-huh. We're here. Okay. Come on. This one and this one. Questions, closed questions. Uh-huh. This one is okay. Uh-huh. This one is here. Mm-hmm. And here. Okay. So here, technical assistance to develop academic meetings implemented in order to develop. Well, I don't think it's not going to be understandable this way. Difficulties to develop these virtual classes. Okay, yeah. Mhm. Debate. Okay, pre-task, task, post-task. So this is going to be related to task-based learning. Uh-huh. Like this case, so identify and explain main issues. To identify and explain main issues, stakeholders. and stakeholders that can be benefit or affected by the issue. By the issue, personal opinion. Perfect.
But wait, I think there are other.
More?
Um,
No.
yeah, I know. Okay, okay.
We're finished. Okay, very good. Okay, I'm going to, I know, I'm not going to send anything. So yeah, it's already done here. This? Okay, done. Okay, we finished right here, right? So you
Yeah,
have my
and
corrections and let's wait for Professor Barbosa to send his
okay,
corrections, right?
okay. Teacher, I would like to well, I would like to check my thesis about
Yes.
I mean, the literature review and theoretical framework.
Okay.
I wrote about e-learning and blended learning or something like that
Uh-huh.
because virtual environment is bigger and I didn't understand it at all.
Okay.
So I wrote about only
E-learning. So
e-learning.
e-learning is good because it's going
Yep.
to be really, yeah, e-learning is good because e-learning is going to require a virtual learning environment, right? So in that case, this should be just more focused on the way these pedagogical mediations and didactic sequences are going to be posted or developed inside the platform, right? And how the students are going to learn from them, right? So that's going to be just the
Okay.
category
So
related to it. So if you added e-learning, amazing. It works too.
yeah. Okay. Okay. That was because I searched about virtual environment, but
Hmm.
I think that that's bigger than just e-learning and it's with specialized data firms. And
Hmm.
I don't think that we
Well, specialized
as
platforms like
teachers or
what, for
students are
example?
using them.
Yes, of course. They're using
Eh,
Edmodo. It's going to be a
Movely, no, but Movely. I don't know if Edmodo,
Edmodo
I don't know which
ets
is like
Edmodo enters as a virtual learning
virtual
environment.
environments
For example,
because
Google Classroom, Moodle, they enter as virtual learning environments, right? Although
yeah,
Edmodo
I
has
know
been
the
classified
Moodle
like
is
an application, but it's not an application in the end because over there you're going to have access to other courses. You're going to have access to what to have communication with some other teachers, and that's it. So it makes Edmodo a virtual learning environment. Okay, so a virtual learning
okay,
environment and a social network in the end, but with educational purposes, right?
okay,
And
okay.
that's it.
But well, you told me that it could works with e-learning
Yeah.
and it is okay. Okay, that's it.
Okay. So
Okay,
now I'm going
thank
to
you.
check some other things. Okay. Bye bye.